Saturday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath, joined by Mark Olmers. Mark, 8 races to take a look at, small fields and a couple of short price favourites in there.
Yes, welcome to all of our viewers and great to be with you, Adam. As you mentioned, a few short price favourites, but we'll try to find a bit of each way value around them.
Yeah, let's hope that we can. We'll take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with here. The Immovable Runner's out 6 metres. There are some westerlies expected to pick up throughout the day as well. So thinking that they will be able to run on. Some rain Thursday, Friday, which we will need to take a look at, but the way Ascot's playing, you'd expect it to still be a good 4 come Saturday. Let's get straight into race number 1. Our first short price favourite is in this.
Yes, the City of Opportunity handicap over 1,200 metres, Adam, top of the class. Let's have a look at her winning emphatically last start.
Top of the class in the straight though, Carla Key is challenged by Hoboken. They go by the 200. He took a look over the right shoulder, went for home. Carla Key in front. Here's top of the class coming from the back of the field with 100 left to go. She's mowing them down. Top of the class, raced up to Carla Key, put pay to her. That's a fantastic performance first up.
She was simply brilliant, wasn't she, in this performance? She beat Karalaki, missed by over a length, and that horse has come out and won on Wednesday, carrying a bit more weight in that performance. Now, what I really like about this, and I mentioned going into the last episode of the Box Seat, was that I like when a trainer knows he's got something good, gets the win, puts them straight out. You see Simon Miller do it a little bit when he's got these younger horses, and Michael Lane, rather than being greedy and going back to the pond and trying to get a little bit more, they decided we'll just give a break and returned here. Now, that first up performance was brilliant, getting home in 34.96, drawn barrier 4 with only 6 runners in the field. I don't see how it's going to be beaten.
Yeah, the time was good on that day, Adam, and as you mentioned, Michael Lane after the race actually couldn't do the interview because he was a bit choked up, so the punter's looking for something to read between the lines there. He thinks it's a very good horse. We've also got in the race Sweet Aura back to 3-year-old grade. She now has to lug these big weights around, but she should be a chance from the inside draw.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how she goes here. Look, the prep's been okay so far, beaten 1 length by Next Generation and 3 by Caipirinha. I think they're pretty good form lines here. Carries at 58.5. The small field will suit, but from barrier 1, with not a lot of speed in this race, she might find herself in that forward position again.
Adam, your selections for this race?
I'm going to go with number 5, top of the class, from 1 Sweet Aura, 3 Snow Lord and 4 Storm Dancer.
I've got the 5 on top as well, Adam, top of the class, from number 4 Storm Dancer, 3 Snow Lord and 2 The Celt.
Race number 2 at Ascot. It's over the 1,400 metres mark. Another short price favourite in here, and I can still hear you screaming after watching this run last start.
Yes, I'm not going to enjoy watching this upcoming replay, but it is Detango running 4th, and she's just terribly unlucky.
First trade went for home. Le Patron outside Kilista. Over on the inside, Distant Memory. Detango trying to get out around their heels, and now she's starting to wind up. Fancy Fox down the outside. Le Patron hit the front. Here's Fancy Fox to Tango. Kilista fighting back. Detango got flattened at the 50. Fancy Fox hit the front. Fancy Fox got there.
It was a brilliant performance, but as you mentioned, terribly unlucky. If you had money on, it was hard to watch, but you would have gained a lot of confidence as a punter watching this against this type of class. Beating the 2 lengths by Fancy Fox, and look, if she had got out, she would have given this race a really big scare. She would have been right there in the finish. So I think those form lines are superior to anything else in this race. Awesome As has been going all right. Justin Warwick gets elite flight now. Secret Doubt's only been having that midweek form, and Capricorn Dancer racing Thursday at Pinjarra and then on the backup as well. We've seen Justin do that previously with success, but I just can't see how anything's going to beat her. She'd need to be a lot more unlucky than she was in that replay.
Yeah, no disrespect to Tracy Diedrich and Fancy Fox connections, but it should have won plain and simple Detango, and would have had a win, and should be coming into this probably even shorter. But William Pike goes on here, another really big positive here. Secret Doubt finds herself in a winnable race. It's not the strongest field this, so Secret Doubt should definitely run top 3, but outside of that, it is a pretty thin race. Awesome As can certainly run a race as well, but Adam, Awesome As?
Yeah, look, it's an interesting runner as well. It's got a great distance record, never finished out of the top 3, but I mean, even the Secret Doubts, the midweek form lines seem well below this, don't they? Detango looks to be a horse on the up, so that's the way that I'm tipping. From 6 Capricorn Dancer, 5 Secret Doubt and 1 Awesome As.
2 on top for me as well, Detango from the 1 Awesome As, 5 Secret Doubt and 6 Capricorn Dancer.
Race 3 at Ascot. It's another small field here of the 8 runners, but there is class throughout. Really looking forward to seeing Fathoms of Gold return. We know that horse will get out over a trip, but the battle between Maginica and Astronomite looks to be pretty good on paper.
Yes, Maginica is our replay horse, running 2nd last start behind Key to Fame. Keep an eye out also for Military Ruler, Red Publisher and War God.
At the top of the home straight though, Key to Fame led the way, trying to get clear. Maginica down on the inside. Danefin just holding him a little bit tight, but he's now into the open and coming. Key to Fame responding. Maginica starts to knuckle down on the outside. Senzo, Ripperio further back running on. Maginica, Key to Fame. Key to Fame and Maginica went to the line. There was nothing between them.
As you said, a lot of form coming out of that replay. I really think Maginica's run was brilliant. It got a nice run throughout, attacked the line strongly, and only lost by a short half head on that occasion. Now, there is a bit of speed in this race. Fath Noxious and Military Ruler will try to push forward. So I think Maginica is going to be able to be one out, one back in the ideal position, be able to pull out the top of straight and let down strongly. I think it's a winning chance in this race, but I didn't mind the runs of Red Publisher and War God. War God to be better for that first up run, and Red Publisher in a small field to be suited with that turn of foot.
Still can't draw a gate, Red Publisher, but I think in the smaller field gets the run to suit. Look, Maginica, I think it's a horse that needs to be in the lead to be any chance. We saw last start, had every possible opportunity to run down Key to Fame, but just couldn't in the end. And I don't think he'll lead here, as you mentioned, with the speed from Fathoms of Gold, Military Ruler, if he jumps a little bit better, and of course Fath Noxious. I'm a bit worried about him and being vulnerable chasing. That's why I don't have him in my numbers. But number 6, Red Publisher, last start, we saw got shoved wide on the turn and didn't really travel into the race as we would have liked to have seen. Doesn't draw too much better here, but should go back. And as you mentioned, with the speed on, we get a lovely card up. They had a nice winner the other week as well, did the team from Ash Maley's yard. So looking forward to seeing Red Publisher here. Adam, you're on top selections?
I'm going to go with number 3, Maginica. I think it can have the turn of foot to get past the leaders here. From 5, Mickey Two Toes, which will run a really big race in a small field. 4, Astronomite first up, and number 2, Military Ruler.
I've got number 6 on top here, Red Publisher, with the speed in the race. From number 7, Fath Noxious, 2, Military Ruler, and 4, Astronomite.
Race number 4 at Ascot. It's over the 2,200 metres, a 60-plus event. And Mark, there's some form lines in these staying races that we've been following, and we get to see again here.
Yes, Adam, they're very solid too, aren't they, behind Calais Bazaar? Let's have a look at the run of Capodoro, running second last start. Keep an eye out for Proxy, Rosewood Hill, and Queen of Teas.
Made the turn a little awkwardly. Calais Bazaar joined them. A run almost coming for Capodoro. It's there now. Calais Bazaar hit the front. Capodoro winding up in behind them. Rosewood Hill. Calais Bazaar. Capodoro down on the inside, trying to whittle away at the margin from Rosewood Hill, but Calais Bazaar showing grit, tenacity and fight and will win. Calais Bazaar beat...
Yeah, all coming out of that same race. Look, this race is going to be very different with only the 8 runners. There'll be a different tempo winner, but I think we can find the winner here, and I think it'll be Capodoro as well. I like that it's drawn a little bit wider here. William Pike on board as well. I think the turn of foot was going to be enough, and it just won't be as far back as we've seen in recent times, so I think it'll be too good. Rosewood Hill, of course, came out and won on Wednesday. They're going to do the quick back up there. The blinkers making the big difference, and that horse should have won by a lot more as well. Was held up for a big part of the straight, and I think you can sort of make some cases for Proxy as well in the small field.
Re-handicapped to 59.5 kilos as well. It has to be noted with Rosewood Hill if she is to back up quickly, which it's looking like she will. I mean, she's racing very well. The blinkers seem to do the trick for her on Wednesday. Well found by yourself, it has to be said. And of course, Capodoro, another big tick. William Pike, I think he's in for a massive day with a lot of spread rides for a lot of different stables. But Capodoro, with those form lines we mentioned, looks very hard to beat. And also, keep an eye out for Rosewood Hill, because the blinkers seem to have improved her quite vastly by even probably 2 or 3 lengths. If you mentioned, as you mentioned, Adam, on Wednesday, if it got out a bit earlier, probably would have won by 2 or 3 lengths.
Yeah, certainly was a good change there by Ben Pearce. And not often you say keep an eye on the Albany form as well, but Kostya Zilch was held up horribly in that run. So it is a pretty open affair, but I think Capodoro is a clear on topper here. From number 4, Proxy, 5, Rosewood Hill, and 2, Kostya Zilch.
I'm with you, Adam. Number 1 on top for me as well, Capodoro. From 4, Proxy. Number 3, Striking Star, comes out of that Kostya Zilch race, came from near last and ran on strongly ahead of number 2, Kostya Zilch.